So, Mrs. Garino has read a story and made a recording. So, you might have seen the recording, or you'll hear her read it in our virtual classroom about the book Over and Under the Snow. And in that book, there's a lot of different animals. Some of them go under the snow in winter, some of them stay above or over. And each one has its own characteristics. So for our art activity, and it's like more of a science activity actually, we're going to observe photos of real animals and draw a picture of what we notice. So this time we're going to look at photos of an American bullfrog and a great horned owl. So here is a photograph of an American bullfrog. In this one you can see what he looks like in the warm weather, like in summer, spring, or fall. What do you notice about the bullfrog's skin? The colors, the texture? Does it look like it might be bumpy or smooth or both? Do you notice anything about patterns? Do you see any stripe patterns or spot patterns? What shapes do you see on the frog? I see some circles. What do you see? Then, in wintertime, the frog hibernates. So the frog will go in the mud, and when the snow falls, he'll be under the snow, just like in the book. But when the warm weather comes again, he'll wake up and come out and hop around again. So I'm going to use some crayons. I'm going to use black, brown, and green. You can use paint, colored pencils, whatever you want. But the most important thing is to draw what you see or what you notice. I'm going to draw a frog under the snow like in the book. So I notice the eyes are round and they have lots of lines and his mouth goes across. So I'm going to start there first. That's what I did with my green crayon, but now I'm going to add some details and then I'll show you. So here's the frog photograph, and here's my drawing of the frog under the snow. So snow is white, so I just drew some black lines around so you can tell he's under and just his head is like above the snow. But we want to observe and draw a photo of an animal that lives above the snow too. The next animal in the book that we're going to look at a real photograph of is called a great horned owl. And these owls also live in Massachusetts. So unlike the bullfrog, they do not go under the snow. They stay above the snow in winter. What do you notice about the colors? Oh, let me get a little closer for you. What do you know about the colors of the great horned owl? Or patterns in the feathers? I see different kinds of patterns, kind of like wavy lines. How do you think the bird's feathers feel? The frog's skin looked like it could have been smooth or bumpy. What do you think about the owl? And this picture is the same type of owl, but the wings are open, so it's just a different perspective. What do you notice about the owl now? I'm going to draw a picture of this owl with the wings open. And I think I'll start with the wings because I see they have a line up and a curve and a line that way, both sides. So I think that'll be easy. It's kind of like a triangle. 1, 2, 3. And then the body. It's kind of like 2 triangles with lots of stripes. And then the round head with the pointy triangle ears. So I'm going to try that first, and then I'll show you. Here's my beginning. I did the triangle wings. I ran out of space here, but that's okay. I did the ear shape, and I even did the little black beak. So, let's see. I have the wing, the head, the beak. I need to add details like eyes, the body, and legs. How many legs? 1, 2. Okay, here I go. So there's my picture. I added some details. The 2 legs, and owls have talons on the bottom of their feet. You can kind of see it in this photograph. See that one pointy talon right there? And they have them on all their toes. It's just not, it's moving, so it's hard to see. So I did that. And I noticed the owl had a little tuft of black feathers on its chest. So I did a little squiggly line. And I want to label my picture, because this is kind of like a scientific picture. I drew characteristics of the animals, and now I'm going to label it. So I want to write frog. Frog starts with the letter F. That's an R. O, G, G. Frog. Frog. And then owl. Owl. That sounds hard because A makes a sound, and that's kind of how we say owl. But it's an O, owl. O, ow, W, owl, L. So I have my frog and my owl. I'm a scientist. I can't wait to see your interpretation of what a frog and an owl looks like, because it does not have to be the same as mine. You're just going to draw what you notice. See you then.